Be nice, Trillian. The kid is wearing a cone because she somehow got a scratch in her left eye. So she needs to wear it for about a week, hopefully, getting medication twice a day. Some light ointment. She's starting to get used to it. She's resuming her normal routine. But she hasn't learned how to weaponize it yet. Come here, Harley. Let me angle it down a little bit. In the back. Harley's trying to initiate play. Oh, I hear Ruthie. Silly Harley. Hey everyone. Hey Susie, Catherine, Tina, Beep Beep, Bro Bragg, Catherine, Simba, Poppy, Key Music, Cray Joe, and others. Nice of you to join. Let's see. Hey Lizzie. Jess is visiting a friend down in California, so it's just me. I'll try to be talkative. I'm going to try this spot right here. It's nice and soft. First day was torture for her. The volume can't be any louder. I'll try to speak louder. Oh, maybe I can. Hold on. There, how's that? I turned the gain up on the phone. Hey, Harley, she's getting so big. How's the heat up here? It's cooled off quite a bit. Right at 75 right now. It looks like it'll be a little bit of a warm weekend. Actually, no. Mid 70s. Won't reach up to 80 until Tuesday, but then back down again. I hear that we're having one of the longest dry spells on record. That's just hearsay. I haven't looked it up yet. Yeah, she's got a scratch to her eye, probably from Ruthie. Hold on a sec, I forgot my coffee. Very important. Let's see if I can get Nakia to play a little bit. She was playing with one of the rotating toys underneath a fabric. I forget what they're called. She'll sit there and meow at us until we turn it on. That hiss was Ruthie because Trillian was sharpening her claws on the tower that she was on. Hey, babe. Don't be blaming Ruthie. Trillian got really spicy once she got her hair shaved. She was definitely feeling much better. Yeah, Harley is like almost a full-sized cat. She turns 1 year old towards the, I think on the 24th. Speaking of that, my birthday is in just under 2 weeks from now. Now that heat wave we had, it was literally melting siding on houses and cracking pavement. And meteorologist was digging through all the data. Uh-oh. You okay, Trillian? Meteorologist was digging through the data trying to find a president for the heat wave, the heat dome over the Pacific Northwest, and they could not find any in any of the recorded data. It was probably going back 50 years. Usually when a cat starts doing what Trillian's doing, they just like chewing on something that's not there, they might be ready to throw up. Be right back. I'm gonna get a better toy. This one has a sharp point on it. Well, not sharp, but I'm trying to play with her. I don't want to scratch another eye. Hey, Ricky. I waved this toy for a penny, and she woke right up. It's a broken toy. There used to be feathers on the end of this, but now it's like the most favorite toy. The broken ones seem to be loved the most. Yeah. Just noticed that she had like a film on her eye, and I thought it was something like just a slight film. Sometimes cats will get eye crusties that when you pull on them, come out with a long strand of soft mucus. But it didn't go away after a couple of days, so we got her in to see the doctor along with her annual physical or exam, and she did a dye on it and saw that it was actually scratched. So we got some ointment. This, because if you're familiar with the Five Guys, when I fostered them, one of the ointments is the same. It's the same as one of the ointments they had. I think it actually makes I feel a little bit better because it's not so squinty afterward. Ruthie's at the garage door meowing. She wants out. Come on, early. Trillian is a little dominating, and during play, she likes to take over. It's like a bull in a china shop. Just nice, do what they say. She still popcorns a lot. Who knew that when I adopted her, I'd be getting a lifetime supply of popcorn. If you're not familiar with that term, it means they'll just like spontaneously just jump, like being like they're startled. If she sees anything unexpected, she will popcorn. Sometimes she will multiple popcorns, one right after the other. Who is so talkative? That would be Ruthie downstairs. She wants out in the garage. She snuck out a couple of times, and now it's like a life mission for her. Good night, Jess. That's my wife right there. I'm glad to see Nakia playing. I had to vet trim her because she had murder claws and I have to get armored up to trim her. About half of her vet appointments get canceled because she has an uncanny ability to know when we're talking about loading her up. I guess she actually understands the word carrier or vet, which probably not going to figure out when she does. But she was hiding in a cubby in a tower, and it was time to load her up. And all of a sudden, she just got down and tried to slink out to go underneath the bed, but I was ahead of her and put pillows on both sides to prevent her from going under, and she was trapped. So we were able to pick her up, and we tried putting her into a carrier, but she managed to push her way out, and she spun around trying to run, and we grabbed her, put her right back in, or tried to. She got away from us 2 more times, or twice total, and it basically ended up as us like flattening her, trying to grab her, and finally got her scruffed and put her in. She's trying to bite it, but the collar's in the way. Penny, Harley, Trillian, Ruthie, Nakia. Surprised B hasn't come out yet. Alright, good. You can still see Penny. She's rolling around over there. Hey, quit eating my couch. Stop that. Yeah, it got up to 112 at the house, which is an all-time record while I've been living here. And Seattle set back-to-back records one day after the other. And these are all-time high records since they started keeping track. So that's like about, I think, 100 years or so. Yeah, town of Canada hit 121 F according to Puppycat. We weren't even the hottest parts in this area. But the AC started to struggle when it hit like 90 degrees. And we were very thankful that we got it. It was like hitting a wall when you go from 75-degree weather inside the house to over 100-degree weather outside. You seem to get used to it pretty quickly since it was mostly a dry heat. But still, it was hot. I know you want to bite it. Let me help you. Okay, now you can grab it and bite it. I don't think she'll weaponize the cone, but if Harley had it on, you better believe she would. By weaponize, I mean use it as an offensive object. Like when I had the 5 guys, I had 2 kittens that both had hard collars on, and they learned to use them to push each other around. And you can make something like a swamp cooler that can help lower the temperature in a small room, there's technologies that they use in Africa where they have like a wall with a bunch of cones, and it's like the wind blows against the wall, but the exit is slightly smaller, and that seems to suck the heat out of the air. It's been a long time since I read about it, so I may have gotten it backwards or something. Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I could because I only had AC for a few months during the nearly 20 or 17 years I've been living here. But with that past heat wave, I mean, you wouldn't, like for 2 days, anybody without AC would have no relief. Because even at night, it was like above 70 degrees. And to the Pacific Northwest, 70 degrees is kind of warm. And it got muggy too, which did not help anything. Yeah, she warmed up to the cone. She's getting used to it. First day, she was absolutely miserable. Every time it touched an ear, she would shy away from it. And when she tried walking, because it would touch both ears, she would look down, and then her paw would step on it. And, oh, it was not pretty. It was very sad. But this morning, she resumed her totally normal routine. She hopped up on the island in the kitchen, waiting for breakfast, and then after breakfast, she went on the catio. So I was really happy to see that. Without the AC, I'll probably be living downstairs. With the concrete slab, it stays cooler. But now that we got the new heat pump, we have the fan constantly going, so it keeps the house at a relatively stable temperature, even without pumping any heat. It stays between 70 and 73. Well, 73 is where it is set to cool to, so. At night, it's usually 70. I'm gonna go find the bee real quick. I think she's sleeping in the bedroom. Hey, Julie. Yeah. Okay, I told her we're playing out here. If she wants to come play, she can. You want to come play, Nakia? Yes, Nakia? Ruthie? That was a very annoyed mew. It's like a Mexican standoff here in this tube. Yeah, she's definitely starting to grow out a little bit. We're going to keep her shaved. She's definitely a lot more saucy when she's shaved, though. Chris is doing pretty good. He's at work right now. Careful. She's definitely moving around more confidently now. I'm going to move a little bit that way. You'll see why in a moment. Because that's why. Trillian will come up next to Jess and just lay on this pillow. See if I can get Nikki to play. Let's see, she's playing with this one. You can't. Oh, you can just barely see Hurley in the tunnel. Just her front paws. Penny and Harley still play a lot. Most of it not by Penny's choice. Harley, you're blocking a view. Why so few cats? Had 4 on cam. It's kind of nice when people think that 4 is few. We have 7. Or is it 6 now? We recently lost 2 of them, Dorian and Eddie, both basically from old age. They both had some sort of massive tumors. Oh, they were saying, why so many cats? It's a merged household. I had cats, and I got married, and she had cats, and now we got lots of cats. We're not going to give up cats because we got married. But we're not going to be adopting any. Penny's like, where's it going? Too many. The number of cats you can have is very variable, depending on the person. We have a very large house here, 2 floors and many rooms, and like almost 30 cat towers and a catio, and there's plenty of room for these cats. It's like, who's sniffing my butt? boxes too. Trillian, leave her alone. Come on, Nakia. Come back this way. Unfortunately, the one way to find out how many cats is too many is to reach that number. Our current plans is not to adopt any more cats for a while. Come on, Nakia. Yes, we do plan on fostering right now. Things are a little bit hectic right now. We're still grieving losing 2 pets, and just as business is starting to ramp back up, so we're trying to find a new normal. And we are exploring possibility of having a kind of like a mother-in-law building set up outside of the house for fostering. That way they're completely isolated from our cats. Fosters have been a source of drama for our cats too. And we'll have it downstairs. With that in place, we would use the downstairs catio to build like an airlock system. So there's like a 2-door entry. There to go, Nakia. You can think of it as kind of like an outdoor shed, but it's like the one I'm looking at. It's actually as big as the foster room right now. And by default, they don't come with any insulation or anything, or drywall on the inside, and I will put that in. And wire it up for electricity and internet. Hey, kitten o'clock. And we raised the barn? No, a shed. You missed the explanation. Nakia's wearing a comb because she has a light scratch on her eye. So she needs to be prevented from agitating it, and she gets medication twice a day. And she's been getting her fire back with that. She's a very feisty girl. It was kind of funny. We took her to the vet and we were asking, like, so we have to give it to her twice a day? This girl can sense anything out of the ordinary and then poof, it's gone. And she's not a scratcher or a biter, but she's extremely sharp, or she was because I had them trim her. And she tries to jump away and fight and struggle and squirm. And not easy to give her meds. If she has to get any type of oral meds, it better be liquid. A question was asked if cats can see only in certain colors. They don't have the same color spectrum as humans do. I forget which color. I think it's either greens or blues. They really can't see, but they can tell a difference between most colors. It's not too far different from human color blindness, but it's not as they can still, where a human can't tell the difference between two colors, certain colors. I believe a cat still can. That said, I find that cats tend to see things that are brighter in color. But even if they can't see a lot of it, they can still track emotion. I mean, some cats who have like a favorite toy of a certain color. Ruthie, there's two knitted mice or crocheted mice that Jean, moderator, made for us, and there's they're identical in every way except for the color. But she likes the blue one, the darker blue one, not the lighter blue one. Oh, look at that. Ruthie has basically taken over the kitten room. She sleeps in there. She plays in there. And when we fostered her last time, she was put out because of it. She was not happy. At 10 o'clock, hopefully things turn out okay with you and you get that negative result on your COVID test. Harley has not slowed down one bit. She's still ever much the playful kitten as when we first adopted her. And her nickname is still Hoover. Harley the Hoover. She loves her food. And after breakfast, she hunts down every food bowl in the house to make sure that it's clean. Yeah, I think the topic about colors and pink being a girl's color and how pink actually used to be fashionable for men to wear. I think it's only been about 100 years or less since pink was stopped being worn. I don't know which year. I never looked it up. I know it wasn't that long ago. Long being like hundreds of years. Which is kind of silly because, yeah. Same couch, huh? And rug. We got this from Macy's, the couch from Macy's. I'm trying to remember what it was called. The Radley collection. And the rug was actually from a client of Jess's that's also a friend of hers. Ooh, she's breakdancing. Putting the 80s to shame. No, that came out wrong. Representing the 80s. I lived in Germany in the early 80s, and breakdancing was extremely popular there. Oh, there you are, Penny. I thought you disappeared. And right now, the foster room is set up as a guest room. Just had the friend that Jess is visiting now was up here about a month ago, and she stayed in there. It's kind of weird actually having a guest room. Get the feather out of your mouth first, before you take off another one. Ruthie. The dynamic here is kind of interesting. Ruthie likes to agitate Nakia and Beatrice. Beatrice is in the bedroom on the top tower. She will go, swatting like this at Beatrice. But Nakia's got a number. They'll sit there, they'll walk around each other just growling until they pass. Sometimes Nakia will just do it like a little quick charge. Nobody attacks anybody with actually touching. They're just posturing most of the time. Fortunately, not all the time, as you can see with Nakia. We don't know exactly what caused it. I suspect it was Ruthie. And then if Nakia if Trillian hears Nakia yell because of Ruthie, Trillian will go after Ruthie. And Ruthie will scream like a banshee and wake everybody up. It tends to happen in the middle of the night. No, she's got a scratch in her eye, so she needs to. She's wearing it so she can't mess with it. She'll probably be wearing it for a week, potentially 2 weeks. She's starting to get used to it now. She's resuming her normal schedule. I can see she's getting tired. Looks like Penny's done playing. She's going back on patrol. call her patrol officer Penny because she patrols the whole house. Look for anything that's different. Nakia is actually from Tiny Kittens. Same with Beatrice. They were adopted by a couple in California, but after a week they decided to return them. And so they agreed to fly them up to SeaTac, and then I would take them from SeaTac to Canada. I was planning to go up to Canada for a fundraiser on Thursday. They flew in on Sunday, so I was going to keep them until then. Clearly, they never left. Harley is from Homeward Pet. Trillian is from Perfect Pals. Yeah, Harley's white is very white. Same with Trillian's. Penny's under the bench in the dining room, staring out into the kitchen. Which means Ruthie's probably in the kitchen. It's really good to see Nakia relaxing enough with the cone to play. I don't think she'll weaponize it because she's just not that kind of cat. Harley, she totally would. Should be bulldozing Penny in a heartbeat with it. See, Libby, she came from Homeward Pet. Penny came from Homeward Pet. Those are Jess's, came with Jess. Ruthie, I think was Homeward Pet. Eddie was adopted in Georgia. See, Dorian and Mercury, they were found as Dorian was found as a stray by the neighbor across the street. Mercury was born and then came into my care. Tabby, Sheba, and Sabby were born to a friend's cat, and they couldn't find a home for them, so I agreed to adopt all three if she would let me spay her cat. Because that wasn't the first litter that I saw. There's like tinsel all over this floor right now. Right now with feathers. Nakia, I'm sorry. I'm gonna play. Ooh, funnel cakes. I would love some funnel cakes. Funnel cakes, elephant ears. Those are my favorite fair foods. Oh, here comes Penny. Penny. And she ran through it again. Let's see, 8:29. Jess isn't watching. We'll have to tell her to check that point out. I got feathers up my nose. Watch out, Early. Pickle pizza. Yeah. We actually made pickles for the first time. We got a cucumber plant, and the cucumber was picked a little too late, and we took a bite, and I immediately just spit it back out. But after being pickled, it wasn't too bad. We got a whole bunch growing right now. I saw this one meme that a therapist asking someone, so what do you do if you get overwhelmed with the garden? And they replied, I go out and buy 285 new flowers and then I take a nap. And the therapist was like, no. Because that's kind of what we did. We got so excited with one pumpkin that we planted 40, 12, 24, 36 pumpkin seeds and incubators. This tunnel is still loaded with a penny. Oh, Nakia! These are, right now, the first pumpkin is one of the giant dill pumpkins, ones that people grow to compete with. It's made for competing, carving, but not eating. The ones that we're trying to grow now are made for eating or baking. I thought that let my geek come out when we were preparing to plant the seeds. I sorted them by size and by thickness, and basically grouped them into 3 sets. And it turns out the general rule of thumb is the bigger the seed, the more likely it is to germinate. The ones that were large overall, they are pretty much all sprouted. The ones that are really small, none of them sprouted. And the thickness of the seed, to find out, is basically just fuel for the seed as it's starting to form a root and leaves. That if they're too small, they don't have enough energy to grow, to break ground and get sunlight. I think we made pumpkin bread last year. We bought cooking pumpkins, but the strawberries are so much juicier from our own garden. They're like red all the way through. Are you going to Chit? Benny, you're so silly. I think Carly got tired. She's in the dining room. Her eyes are closing. you get another feather? You did. Here you go, Nakia. Thinking about how you're supposed to be asleep right now? How can you sleep now when Penny's being like this? Oh, Penny's gone. Oh, she's back. Oh, you know what? The camera's totally cropped. You're supposed to be able to see a whole lot more. I just realized that because I remember seeing Trillian on the camera, but actually looked for her on the screen and couldn't see her. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let's see. No, it's totally not cropped. My bad. That must have been before I re-angled the cam. Do they like the laser? Some of them do. I might actually get B out here. Did you know if a cat goes around like this in one direction and they get dizzy, if you spin them in the other direction, they get undizzy? Not really. Just remember, when you're getting the cat dizzy, you actually have to slow down after a bit. The key is, fortunately, her visibility is pretty limited in chasing the laser dot. One of my previous cats, Maya, she absolutely ignored the laser dot until it touched her, and then she just went BAM! Exploded. It went underneath the ottoman. Go under and get it. See? Watch it go whoop, under. Nakia just chittered at me to bring the dot back to her. I think I wore Penny out. I'm shining in her cone. Oh, Denise, Clark can't see the dot? Huh. Usually, I don't think cats actually can really see the color. They see the bright spot. But it's interesting that he couldn't see it. I remember one cat at the Woodinville Adoption Location Center that I was playing with her, with this one cat. There was two cats in the kennel. And I was sitting there playing with one with wands and toys, and she was, playing hard, swatting it, catching the toys, everything. And then I brought out the laser pen, and she totally ignored it. And I figured that maybe she was one of those cats that are too smart to chase a laser dot. Turns out she was blind. She couldn't see the dot. Or anything, really. The other cat that was in the kennel with her was her seeing eye cat. I couldn't tell she was blind until I actually read her paperwork. Go Nakia. That's good. Play rough with that going on. It's the best way to get used to it. She normally doesn't chase after the laser dot, so this is really impressive. And Penny took a swat at her. Good night, Poppy. I'll probably be stopping the broadcast shortly, too. Penny is such a hoot. Oh, you're not leaving, Poppy? Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, everybody will be leaving when I stop the broadcast. Not just yet. So just a recap on fostering. We still plan on fostering. Things are a little stressful right now. Jess's job is just starting back up, or her, not a job. Well, it is a job, but her business with cat sitting. People are going back on vacation a lot now, and after about a year of inactivity, almost no activity with the business, things are ramping up fast, and she's trying to hire cat sitters now to try to meet the demand. So we're trying to figure out the new normal again, and things are a little tense, or not tense or something, but I guess no raw. We lost 2 of our older cats within 6 weeks of each other, and Eddie was still pretty recently. We're looking into potentially moving the critter room from one of the bedroom that's been in for the last 11 years to a portable shed mother-in-law type house, one with a porch, balcony that will be the airlock, and connected to a patio downstairs, and set it up with sound insulation for thermal. And they have this new type of roofing that's supposed to reflect like 90% of the solar radiation. Night, Denise. Give her key, you're welcome. Yeah. We're happy to give the kitty therapy. And we'll keep doing these until we do get fosters going. I still need to get the computer that was broadcasting the highlight reels back down into the garage and hooked back up. Everything got moved around when we got the garage doors installed, and I've been procrastinating a little bit because I have another computer I want to get moved down there first, but I want to try setting it up with a video card before I put it back out there, because it's my main storage NAS, and it's like 100 pounds with all the hard drives in it. It's so heavy. I got it on a furniture dolly. Soon. Since I pretty much got the house to myself this weekend, Jess is out of town. I'll probably work on it tomorrow. Ish. Okay, I'm going to close up. You usually get sleepy, except for Nakia. I think she's actually getting a little tired. How big is my NAS storage? Actually, let's see. Right now it has a 48 terabyte capacity. And I'm using 67% of that. It's also my Plex server, no longer my email server, since I moved that over to Google, their business suite. All right, guys. I wish you all a good night. Have a good weekend. If you got kitties, love on them. If you got pets, love on them. If you got fish, don't love on them. So enjoy the kitty cats. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the weekend. Have a nice day.